and I've got low self-esteem. Okay, so let's do some old-fashioned clapping and cheering, please. Thank you. If you want to throw dollar bills at me as well, that's fine. £50 notes, that's even better. Do you want to have a look at the pictures? There you go, you have a little look there. I'm going to throw it down there for you. Now, very exciting for our next story. If I can find where I put it. I've got a friend of mine here, this gorgeous lady called Estelle. Now, Estelle, I've known Estelle for a long time. She used to come to gigs that I used to perform in Soho in London, and then I ended up singing at Estelle's wedding, didn't I? With your gorgeous wife. And Estelle has actually written her own book. So we have got the actual author what wrote this book right here, this evening, this afternoon. There we go. So I'm going to read this. This is the first time I've read this book. I'm very, very, very excited to read Estelle's book. It's called The Story of the Little Penguin. There we go. Maybe if I'm very lucky, Estelle will sign the book afterwards, and then one day it'll be worth like loads of money. The drawings are lovely. Did you do the drawings as well, Estelle? You've got to be very good at sideways reading when you do these story time sessions. A little penguin stood alone by the crisp blue sea. Her reflection staring back at her was all that she could see. A beak, orange and smooth, eyes that twinkled in the midnight moon. Tomorrow I'll be on my search for a mate, so I shall be alone no more, the little penguin said. She packed her overnight bag full of mackerel and sardines. Did you pack your mackerel and sardines today, kids? To help her on her long journey ahead. The next morning, the sun shone brightly across the expanse of snow. I have a great adventure ahead of me, said the little penguin. I wonder where I shall go. Then suddenly, on the distant horizon, a big bundle of blubber came bouncing towards her. This could be my mate, she whispered. I must get a bit closer. What do you think a big bundle of blubber could be that lives in the snow? Any ideas? A seal, that's good thinking. A seal, that's what I thought. Great minds think alike. Hi, sorry to bother you, said the little penguin. She waited for words to be said. Good morning, little penguin, replied the seal, who wore a baseball cap on its head. Are you my mate? Are you he? Asked Penguin, hopeful for a reply. No, replied the seal, I'm not your mate. And the little penguin let out a sigh. Can you all let out a sigh for me? Ah. I have white teeth, explained the seal, and whiskers on my nose. You need to find a mate with cheeks the colour of a rose. And off the little penguin went to seek out pastures new. The seal was pleasant enough, she thought, but through this experience she grew. The little penguin stopped for a rest by an iceberg as tall as a giraffe. How tall is a giraffe? Can you stretch yourselves as tall as a giraffe? Ah! By an iceberg as tall as a giraffe and high above in the sky, little penguin heard someone laugh. Hello down there. The little penguin was taken aback. Hello up there, the little penguin replied, the seagull flying so fast it was hard to keep track. Are you my mate? Are you he? The little penguin shouted to the sky above. The little penguin really didn't want to be in love. So he did really want to be in love. I changed the story there, Estelle. the seagull flew down, uttering, "Don't be silly," gently patting little penguin's back. "You have bright eyes that sparkle. My eyes are solid black." And off the seagull went, powering through the cold. "I'm fine," little penguin muttered to herself. "I will remain bold." I wonder who Penguin's going to meet next on her adventures. Then one glorious morning, through the mist and the fog, a figure came towards her. Her heart leapfrogged. The eyes of this figure twinkled, her cheeks pink as a rose, and she had a smooth orange beak which followed on from her nose. She was beautiful and made the little penguin's belly somersault. She wasn't expecting this. Her attention was caught. "Are you my mate? Are you she?" "Yes," said the other little penguin. "I like you, you see." At that moment, the seagull and seal came to join the pair and watched their eyes and cheeks glisten through the misty air. "You two are meant to be," they explained. "The answer is very clear to see." Little penguin, you have been looking for your mate and now you've found her. She is a she and not a he. The two lady penguins stood side by side and looked at each other and smiled. They held hands and whisked off into the rainbow sparkly sky together forever. And the little penguin was lonely no more. Aww. What do we think to that story? Honestly, you've got to give me the old-fashioned applause, please. It's louder, it's louder. I've got low self-esteem, thank you. Can we applaud Estelle, who wrote this wonderful book?
Thank you.
I'm sure she's selling copies of it today, and she will sign them for you. Thank you so much. Am I allowed to keep this? Add this to my collection.
Absolutely.
Very good indeed. I'm going to be reading stories.